Okay, so now what I want to do. I'm just going to make this vanish here. I'm going to do an arm rig. Okay, and I'm going to focus on forward kinematics because I'm trying to keep this relatively simple. Or hopefully simple. I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to create a NURB circle. And let's bring my NURB circle. Let's make it bigger. Grab the move tool, and here I'll pop this one up here. Okay, and I'm going to show some evil little tricks. Now, one thing I didn't really cover was the orientation of the joints. Right now, when I have the move tool on, it's hooked up to world, but when I put on the scale tool, you can kind of see where the orientation generally is. Okay, and then there's down the x-axis, and yeah, everything seems to be lined up. If I move the joints around too much, sometimes you'll see it aims in a funny angle. Okay, and the rotations are all frozen out. I did this before, or I did this, actually I just accepted the default settings. It was like this before I bound, okay? If I really do need to change this for whatever reason, I'd have to unbind the arm, or whatever geometry is bound to it, and I'd have to go into rigging, skeleton, orient joint. But we're going to deal with that. So first thing, we've got this problem. You can see the x-axis is here on the side. I'd like something that's kind of lined up with the joint. I'm going to grab the rotate tool. I'm going to hold down J. 90 degrees. Okay, and I'm just going to freeze the transformations on that. Yeah, make that a bit smaller. And also there's some history on it. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. And I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to make a duplicate. Control D, and I'll hold down V, snap it over here, Control D, hold down V, and we'll put that one here for the wrist. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I want to line up the controller with the joint. And now when I do that, you're going to see a problem here. Let's go in and I'm going to use the constraint. I'm going to use an Orient constraint on this. I'm going to have maintain offset off. If I select the joint first and I select the controller, I can hit apply and I can make the controller line up with the joint. Okay, I just put on the scale tool so you can see the orientation just changed. Okay, but let's go in here to the hypergraph. Let's find where's my controller over here, and now it's got this constraint on it. I'm just going to delete the constraint. Okay, all I did was I just wanted to have the same orientation, and now we've got another problem. Oh, I scaled it. How about this? If I go in here and I just hit freeze scale. You can't see this, but I'm right-clicking and go to freeze scale, so I get rid of the scale values. I just changed it again. Remember, if you want to change the scales, I'd probably just go in and grab the hull and do it, and that won't affect the transform. Anyway, so we got some dirty numbers here. Okay, I'd like those to be ideally 0, 0, 0. So here's an evil trick. Let's go ahead and call this thing shoulder underscore control. Okay. Now, what I'd like is I'd like this to be zeroed out, but if I froze the transformation, it's going to change the orientation. So I'm going to take this control, I'm going to make a duplicate. Okay. And so I just made the duplicate of this. And so now we've got two of these on top of each other. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is let's go and take this one. I'm middle clicking, dragging, and dropping it on top. So now there's this control and this one, and they're on top of each other. I'm just going to get rid of the shape node on this one. And basically I've got an extra group with the same orientation. Now this one here has those dirty numbers on it, right? This one is zeroed out. This is the one that when you drag and select, it gets this stuff here, right? Like there's no rotations on it. You're not going to be able to select that one unless you go into the hypergraph or the outliner or something like that. So this is my shoulder control underscore dirty group. Okay, I always call these the dirty groups. And I'm going to do something similar for the next one down here. If I grab this thing and grab the joint first, grab this, I'm going to do the Orient constraint. Boink. Oh, yeah, I forgot one other part here. I'll go and do them all first. I'll do all these little bits. So I did that so I can get the constraint in here. Great. Let's rename this and let's Oh, crap. Just hold on a second. I gotta go back one moment. What did I forget to do? First thing, I've got a scale value problem. This one and this one. Okay, let's just freeze them both at the same time. And I'm gonna name this thing. This is gonna be elbow underscore control. Okay, and this is gonna be wrist control. Okay, and anything else I gotta worry about there? Oh, no, everything's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take the wrist or the elbow control, or take the joint first, the elbow joint, and then take the wrist control, hit apply. Then I'll get rid of this Orient Constraint. Take this thing, make a duplicate. Just gonna middle click, pop it on top. Get rid of the shape node. Remember, I have my options display shape hidden underworld nodes displayed in the hypergraph, so I can get to this thing, get rid of it. Let's just change that name to elbow underscore dirty GURP. Okay, and there are all my rotation values are there, and on this one it's clean. Okay, so I've already frozen that one. I grab the joint first, then grab the controller, hit apply with the constraint, and this is just to orient it, right? Go in there and delete it, take this thing, make a duplicate, middle click, drag and drop, get rid of the shape node. Let's change the name of this thing. And dirty GURP, enter. Okay, and everything's cool. And now, what I've got to do is just parent these things together. So this one here, the dirty group, has to be parented to the elbow control itself. The dirty group of the elbow has to be parented to the shoulder control. And so now, when I grab this thing, right, we start off with 0 rotation. It's going to move all these pieces around. Wonderful. And now when I grab this one and I grab that joint and I go ahead and I hit constrain, Orient Constraint, boop, nothing twitched, nothing freaked out. And when I go in and I select this by itself, it moves the shoulder control. Grab this one, grab the joint, hit apply. And when I grab this one and I grab the wrist joint, I hit apply, nothing weird happens. And when I grab this, yay, actually you probably really just want to rotate it like this, great. This one here, actually, why didn't that work? So, oh, maybe I was smoking crack. I'll just grab this, and I'll grab that joint, hit apply. I thought I just swear I just did that, but anyway, whatever. Now when I grab it, everything's cool. Great. So all my controllers for the arm are set up. Then, what I can do is, let's see, all the orientations are done. Don't want to worry about that anymore. Something I might want to worry about here, my forearm. If you got a shirt on your character, you don't have to worry about this so much, but when I rotate this joint in the x-axis, I would really like it if this followed. Okay, because that's going to go and make the forearm kind of deform like the ulna and the radius would. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the rotate X here, and under edit I'm going to go to expressions. And we can see the ulna, L ulna rotate X. And if you go down here and I can kind of highlight that, middle click it, drag it, drop it, hit equal, and then that's L underscore wrist. Okay, dot rotate X. Make sure everything's capitalized, everything's working there, great. And I hit create, and now when I take this thing and I rotate it, it rotates it exactly. So we just used an expression to do that. And let's go back to this thing, and I'll go and I'll get the rotate X, and it clicks up here again. I really don't want it to rotate 100% of what this rotates. So if I go in here and I hit multiply space 0.5, when I hit edit, now this is the reason I'd want to use an expression, because it's going in halfway. So when I rotate this, it rotates at half the speed as the other one. Okay, done. Now, what other things would I like to do? So this here, when I grab it, oh, and what's wrong? There we go. Okay, that should be fine. Now, something else that I'm looking at is the fingers here. Now, the fingers, you could probably just get away with like 5 different little quick set-driven keys. And so for this one here, for this exercise, I'll probably do for the 5, because normally I like 10, actually a couple more than that, one for different sections of the fingers, but let's just do this quick. I'll go in, I'll select this thing, I'm going to hit Add Attribute, and name, index, and then I'll do -10, tab 10, default 0. I'm going to hit Add. Hitting OK adds it but closes the window. Add leaves the window open so I can keep adding more, so I can do like a whole schwack at once. Mid, make 10, 10. And then, what is it, wrist, index, mid, ring. Okay, minimum, -10, some 10, add, and then the pinky. Minimum -10, maximum 10. I always kind of do, they're easy to remember and I don't have to think about it. And then I'll also put the thumb in. -10, 10, done. And I'll hit OK. Okay, what time are we at? 11:35. Okay, good. And now, if I grab these fingers, here, let's bring back the geometry so I can see what the hell I'm doing when I do this. I'll grab this joint, hold down Shift, grab that one and that one, and these are really going to rotate along their x-axis, or z-axis it looks like. Okay, z-axis. I could do some other ones in here, but it's just too many for this project. So, edit, set-driven key, grab this, that's going to be my driver. This is the index. And if I go in here and take the index at 0, great. Then I'm going to go and change the value. We'll say 10 is it closing, it's going forward. So I'll grab all these joints, and you can probably see if my weighting is any good here. Actually, that went in pretty well. I'm going to hit key. And I can adjust these as I go too. Like I can do this next one a bit different. Take this, go back here. Then you kind of pretend that you've been in a skateboard accident and you kind of pull it back a little bit. Key. Okay. And I'm just going to leave it there. Take the next ones. So this one, hold down Shift, this one, and I'll load those as driven. Highlight them. Rotate Z. And this one's going to be the mid finger. And I'll key it. Take this value here. Drive it to 10. Take these. And whoop, whoop, whoop. Zip that in here, and great. Key it, wrist control, go back here to the mid, go to a value of -10, take these things, highlight them, go back, okay, key. I might even want to do something like when I'm doing this, it might be kind of wise to have them both up so you kind of see what they look like. It looks like that the middle thing here, I could probably go further back. You don't want too much. It's going to look crazy if you do that. Okay, so I'm going to grab this. Oh, you bastard! There, I got that one. And I'll hit load driven. This is going to be for the ring. Rotate Z. I'll key it. And go to the ring, and let's go backwards this time, so we'll do backwards first. And then if I highlight these, let's go back. Okay, key. And I'll take all of them, and I'm just going to go forward so I can see what they all look like. There we go. And no one's really going to notice that, but that's why I have the palm joints to kind of make a better crunch in the fist, whatever. Anyway, key. We're on the pinky. This is where it gets kind of tedious, but I'm trying to go as fast as humanly possible. Rotate Z, pinky, key. Go over here, take the pinky, and we'll make this go to a +10 this time. Highlight these down. Okay, and key it. I'll just take them all and push them back. Okay, something like that, and I'll key it. And let's see, we got the thumb to do. Let's just go and take all these things, and actually, you know what? Let's put them into a fist. And I'll grab these couple of joints here. I probably need something else for this one too, but actually, let's just do it like this. For this one, when I do the thumb, load driven, highlight all these. I'm going to grab all the rotate values because I'm going to do some wacky things with this. So let's do something like this. Actually, just hold on a second. I got all three of them selected at the same time. Let's just make sure that one's selected for this, so I can make this like this. Grab this one, and I'll... Oh, grab the wrong joint. There we go. Something like that. Grab this joint, and let's do something like this. We'll twist it over a little bit here. So we got... Oh, this is a really bad fist, but... Oh, there's some weighting issues over here. But you get the idea. They're all highlighted, and I just realized I forgot to key them in their default position. So let's take this, and I like that I've done this already, so I'm going to drive that up to 10, key it. Then we'll go back here, take this thing and zero it. Take that joint, and I'll just go assume preferred angle. It goes back here. I can key that, and take the value to negative. Okay, I'm going to key that. That should be good. Maybe if I grab this thing and I do something like this. Okay, key. And I'm calling that done. Then I got to do the same thing on the other side. Maybe just one thing, note here for the other side. If I go in here and I'm just going to zero all these things out. When I look here in the hypergraph, if I grab the shoulder control, dirty group, and I parent it to this, okay, I've got it on the other side. If I take this thing, and I could save myself a little bit of time by taking this, making a duplicate, grouping it, taking the group and holding down J, boop, boop, popping it to the other side, and I should be able to do an Orient Constraint on these. Looks like that should work. I'll double check just in case I'm crazy. Grab this and boop, the dirty group. I should rename these things so they don't seem like they're part of the wrong thing. Here, let's just take that shoulder and modify. I'm looking for the prefix hierarchy names. Capital L underscore, enter. And I'll do the same thing over here. Modify prefix hierarchy names, capital R underscore. Okay, let's see if we can do this. So grab this controller, grab that, and constrain orient. This one, constrain orient. Looks like I'm going to be okay on this. I'm doing something a little bit on the sloppy side, but that should be good. And then I just got to do the set driven keys, put in the expression, and I'm done. And I'm going to stop here.